felt very joyful. I'm feeling joy in my heart. Are you? Anybody got a little joy? All right, let's sing about it. Here we go. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. Let heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and let heaven and nature sing. Do it again. Is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart
prepare him room.
and heaven and nature
And heaven and nature sing, and
sing.
heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature
sing. Thank you.
Holidays. We're so blessed today to have Arne Batson and Ray Davis here to carry us on in our musical experience and expression. Okay, you're gonna have to be quiet back there, little Barky Poo. That's the rule, to stay in the room. So, I'm Reverend Dr. Keith Cox, and it's my pleasure and honor to welcome you to our 2023 holiday service. And yes, so glad you're all here, that we can come together. I'm getting a bit of an echo there. I'm sure Travis is hearing it and working on it. But we get to come together today to be in community, to honor the holidays, to honor each other, to be able to feel the power and the presence of the thing itself in a new way, to celebrate the birth of the new, and to remember those that have passed before us, to honor the power and the presence of the light that exists within every one of us, and have some fun. How does that sound, you guys? Have some fun, yes. So you'll see in your seat, there's a handout that has the order of service for today, as well as it has the lyrics for some sing-alongs, some carols that we're gonna do. I'm gonna make a statement before we move into this. If you're new to this philosophy, faith, and way of life, you will hear us refer to Christ and Jesus and traditional Christian terms today on this celebration of Christmas and Hanukkah and the light and various other holidays you'll hear us speak about. When we speak of Jesus, we speak of the man. I'm going to talk about that in my message this morning. The man, not necessarily the one who was crucified, but the essence of the power that's within. We were talking this morning, celebrating one of our mentors in life, the great Dr. Barbara King, who reminded us, and honor her as she's on her journey, that she educated all of us in a variety of ways years ago to remember that when we speak of Jesus Christ, whether it's the baby in the manger or the man who did die that death, we're not speaking of the physical, we're speaking of the essence within. And so when we say Jesus Christ, Christ was not his last name. It wasn't like John Smith. It's Jesus the Christ. It's the essence of light and life and peace and joy that exists within all of us. So with that said, are you ready to sing along? And for those of you that are online, the lyrics will be on screen. Arne and Ray will take us away, and let's have a fabulous service.
Through the
snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha, ha, ha. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. He got into a drifted bank, and then he got upside. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
go back to our 5-year-old selves. This is where we need to sing these songs from. Said the night wind to the little lamb, do you see what I see? Way up in the sky, little lamb, do you see what I see? A star, dancing in the night, with a tail as big as a kite, with a tail as big as a kite. Said the little lamb to the shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? Ringing through the sky, shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? A song, high above the trees, with a voice as big as the sea, with a voice as big as the sea. I feel it. Can you feel it? Said the shepherd boy to the mighty king, do you know what I know? Do you know what I know? In your palace wall, mighty king, do you know what I know? Do you know what I know? A child shivers in the cold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Let us bring him silver and gold. All right, let's take it there. Let's take it there. Said the king to the people everywhere, listen to what I say. Listen to what I say. Pray for peace, people everywhere. Listen to what I say. Listen to what I say. The child, sleeping in the night, he will bring us goodness and light. He will bring us goodness and light.
Thank you. So wonderful to hear the power in this room of the energy of all of us, all like you too, Krishna, all of us in here today, and of the music and the energy. I believe that when we tap into songs and sing songs such as that, we not only have a personal memory of them, if you have those. I took me back to the First Baptist Church of Jonesboro, Georgia, as a child, and which was at the time okay, but the memory's fabulous, and it reminds me of the love and the mystical, magical nature of Christmas. And today, that's what we're here to awaken within each one of us and be open to that for ourselves. And so I invite you today to be open to that on your journey as you hear things today that may be something you've heard before. It may be a tradition in Christmas. It may be a tradition for this community, as well as it may be something you've never heard, and it's an awakening for you. In our teaching, known as the Science of Mind, a spiritual awakening is the remembrance that we each live in this infinite sea of consciousness, that all that exists is mind, and we are one with and as that mind, and we experience it and express it through our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, our reactions, and our interactions with the very thing itself. When we do that as an individualized expression of the only thing that is, that's when we awaken the Christ within. So I'd like to light our candles today with a different reading. I'd like to invite up to the Bema. That's the stage that we're standing on. We are in a synagogue. One of our board members and longtime members and volunteers, Jesus Ernesto Reyes. Please welcome Jesus. It's believed that many years ago a new light was born. The light of love was born, and it was called the Christ, the full potential expression of God in humanity. We come together today to honor the birth of the Christ, both in the man called Jesus, who taught us so well, and in each one of us, who choose to be a place where the divine expresses. It's love. Today, let's consciously choose to call forth the fullness of the divine experience within our own lives, and to remember that a candle does not lose light by sharing its light. And so as Jesus lights this candle today, may we always remember that the light is within us, and it's within all of life and all of humankind. I have a poem to share with you. As the shadows of darkness are eliminated by love, wisdom, and sharing, you, individually, and the entire world is brightened. There can be no fear, anxiety, or doubt. We're celebrating the birth of awareness of your Christ consciousness. Today, put aside any belief or sense of unworthiness, fear, doubt, or confusion, and allow yourself to know that you are the beloved child with whom God is well pleased. So today, as we have illuminated this candle, and if you're experiencing it in person or getting to see it online, and we allow it to stay illuminated throughout our service, let's do so remembering to celebrate the expression of light in all of its manifest forms. And so it is. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Ray, in our name. We are the Center for Spiritual Living, Los Angeles. There are centers for spiritual living around the world. Many of them used to be known as Churches of Religious Science, and then we were known as the International Church of Religious Science and the United Church of Religious Science, and all teaching the philosophy, faith, and way of life known as the science of mind. I know for many of us, we have a very personal connection to that and a personal reason as to why we came into the teaching. We were talking about that a little bit earlier, the three of us. I share that with you today because the founder of Science of Mind, who the author of the book, Dr. Raymond, not Dr. Raymond Charles Barker, Lightning, no, Ernest Holmes, Hazel just flew into the room, his wife. And in the latter part of his life, Dr. Holmes wrote a letter called A Letter for Christmas, or a Christmas letter. I would like to, and it's a tradition in many of our communities to have it read on the Sunday before Christmas or the holiday service. I'd like to invite up to the Bema one of our staff ministers, Reverend Lenore Edney, to share that with you and then give a spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. Reverend Lenore, please welcome her.
Good morning. And this is what Ernest Holmes wrote, Dr. Ernest Holmes. Christmas is for remembrance. The love manifesting through our gifts to each other typifies the offering of life, the givingness of spirit to its creation. The hands of the eternal are outstretched through our hands, and the heart of the infinite beats in the human breast. but the giver must give of himself, for the gift without the giver is bare. It is not, then, in lavish gifts that we find true giving, but in the sweet simplicity of remembrance, in the kindly thought, the tolerant mind, and the gentle act. Love alone can give love. Sympathy alone can sympathize, and only goodness can really do or be good. The one who gives for reward does not give at all. He seeks to bargain, to trade for spiritual gifts. Hence, he senses loss on his own giving and finds no completion through the act. But he who gives half his meat to the hungry feels justified and is warmed by a real sense of comradeship. He has established an actual unity between himself and other offspring of creation. Great causes succeed when there is a giving of humanity. When the check must come, the one who wrote it, his interest, his enthusiasm, his love. The check must be a symbol of his desire to impart himself. Then shall it multiply its benefits and do good. Charity is cold, but love is warm. When heart speaks to heart, a divine conversation has taken place, a heavenly discourse. Each of us has something to give. Let us see that he gives of his best. If we are bringing all gifts to the altar of love, nothing less than the best will be acceptable. Nothing less than all is enough. May the real spirit of Christmas, the giving of life to self, enter and abide in you now and give through all time. And I am about to give a spiritual mind treatment, and I just want you to close your eyes, and I may say this in the first person, just take it in for yourself. And I welcome each and every person out there, the wonderful essence of what it is that we are, spirit in action. So right here and right now, in this moment that is the divine made manifest, it is that goodness, that overflowing of love that we rejoice and step into, that we are one with, all of us. Each and every one of us is the expression of love. Each and every one of us is the givingness of love. Each and every one of us is the light of love. We accept and know this. And as we give from that frame of reference that is nothing but the divine. That is love. And as this service unfolds, it unfolds in beauty and grace, as that is what it is, beauty and grace being expressed. Each and every one of us benefits. Each and every one of us accepts the givingness of the divine by means of each of us. So we accept and know this truth that we are one with all that is. We bless, we release any angst, we let go of that which is no longer of any benefit. We accept only that which is love. And together we say, and so it is.
So it is. You're welcome. Thank you, Reverend Lenore. Touching, those words seem to be timeless, correct? Really timeless. Arne and Ray are going to sing for us now Silent Night. You're welcome to sing along. And we got very excited about the songs that we pulled together for today, didn't we? We had a lot of fun putting it together and really wanted to keep it simple and in the tune of both the holiday and things that people would know. So enjoy.
Reverend Keith, you were speaking on remembrances. This was a song that in my church, what was so special about it was we'd have our Christmas Eve service at night, and all the lights in the church were out in the sanctuary, and we all had candles. And that was just, it happened once a year, and so you've just taken me back to that. So thank you so much. And so I'll take a breath. Such a beautiful song.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glorious streams from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing Alleluia. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, love's pure light, radiant streams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. Jesus, Lord, at thy
Ray Davis.
That's our girl, Miss Arne Batson and Ray Davis. Perfect. They're always perfect. They're just, the connection that the two of them share is, in so many ways we would look at it as a brother and sister, but it's transcendent of that. It's the spirit of life just doing its thing through them, which appears to be individually, but it's not. It's deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. As Arne's saying from behind the poinsettia over there, with her Kleenexes and a candle. So, but let's give them a round of applause again. It's so wonderful. As I was preparing for today and trying to remember, did we have a service in person last year for Christmas? I think we did, didn't we? Yeah. I kept looking at a photograph and I was like, the date on my iPhone can't be correct. I think it would know with the iPhone. But it's so nice to be back together in person and to be in person for this particular service and to see faces we haven't seen in a while. It's welcome to everyone who is here. I'd like to begin my holiday message. But before I do that, I'd like to invite us all, if there's someone from the past in our community, that we would like to invite their energy in. We can say their names out loud. I was sitting in the back thinking of Jenny Ventress. And so I would like to just count off to 3, and if there's names that you'd like to bring energy in, let's do that. 1, 2, 3. David Walker, yes. So am I live here, or Norman Lear? Yes. Right, good times, Norman Lear. I couldn't resist, right? All right. So to begin my message, I felt the need to bring the energy of those in, because it really is all about acknowledging life and looking at the importance of life as we are experiencing it and honoring those who have gone before us. I was watching a memorial service yesterday for a beloved young woman that I knew, and a friend of hers was talking about how in her mind she had had this experience with this individual who used to always say to her, they were going to meet somewhere, and her friend would say to her, "I'm going to go before you and get ready. I'm going to go before you and light the way," or something along that way. And she's said she's chosen to believe that our friend, Christine Anderson, has moved on to prepare the way for us when we go to whatever that next is. And so that's what's speaking to me today in regards to bringing in the names of those that we just did. So my message for us on holiday, my prepared message is this. I'd like to start by reading a story to you. An elderly woman got on a bus and sat down. At the next stop, a strong, grumpy young woman climbed up and sat down beside the older woman, hitting her with her numerous bags. We've all been there, right? And probably played both roles. When she saw the elderly woman remain silent, the young woman asked her why she had not complained when she hit her with her bags. The elderly woman replied with a smile, "There's no need to be rude or to discuss something so insignificant, as my next trip to you is so short because I'm going to get off at the next stop." The answer deserves to be written in gold letters. It's written here. There is no need to discuss something so insignificant because our journey together is too short. Each of us must understand that our time in this world is so short, that darkening it with useless arguments, jealousy, not forgiving others, discontentment, and bad attitudes are a ridiculous waste of time and energy. Yeah, absolutely. Did someone break your heart? Stay calm. The trip is too short. Did someone betray you, intimidate, cheat, or humiliate you? Relax. Don't be stressed. The trip is too short. Did someone insult you without reason? Stay calm. Ignore it. The trip is too short. Did a neighbor make a comment that you didn't like? Stay calm. Ignore them. Forgive that. The trip is too short. Whatever the problem someone has brought us, remember that our journey together is too short. No one knows the length of our trip. Nobody knows when we will arrive at its stop. Our trip together is too short. Let us appreciate friends and family. Let us be respectful and forgiving, because we will be filled with gratitude and joy as we do that. After all, our trip together is very short. So share your smile, give your heart to each and every one, and remember, our trip, it's very short. I thought that was an appropriate way to begin our holiday service, or my message of our holiday service, as a reminder to us to stay present in the moment, to honor that which we are celebrating here in the month of December. And our theme is the miracle of light. Yes, we're speaking of the physical light that we get to experience in life and are so blessed when we get to see it and are reminded that it in the sky is infinite and always shall reappear. But we're speaking of light in the metaphysical sense, which my acronym for that is living in God's healing truth. This holiday that we experience and celebrate, Christmas, is not the only one at this time of year, certainly in the Northern Hemisphere, that's celebrated. It's really all about the remembrance of the return of the light at the darkest day of the year. There's the winter solstice that's addressed and celebrated. There's now Kwanzaa that's celebrated, and Hanukkah has just begun here, and there was a Hanukkah celebration here a couple of nights ago. Of course, Christmas and the delightful Diwali and the grand Gobeng Sing and beautiful Bodhi days. All of these are a remembrance of the light that exists for us, as us, and all us when times in life may be dark, when we forget that our times together here are indeed very short. This holiday season and this particular day as we celebrate Christmas, the Christ within us all, I invite us all to take a moment and to acknowledge the gifts that we've been given. Our health, our ability to choose, peace, power, beauty, joy, light, life, love, and wisdom, the qualities of the divine that exist within and as each one of us. And to remember that as we consciously and purposefully embody these gifts and then deliberately share them with the world, we are indeed making every day Christmas. This Christmas, let's each begin to celebrate you, the I am that exists within each one of us and each other in a new and more expansive way. I invite us all to let today be the day that we like ourselves more, that we love ourselves more freely, that we respect ourselves more frequently, that we forgive ourselves more readily, and that we appreciate ourselves more than we ever have before. Remember, life is too short. And then as we do this, and only then will we realize that we indeed are the gift that we've been seeking and the light of the world. Remember the trip, it's very short. You'll see to your right a panel from the AIDS quilt. 2 Friday nights ago in here, we celebrated World AIDS Day, as we have for many years. The names on this quilt are people that have passed from AIDS, and I'm sure if you were to be able to look into their eyes today and ask them if they believed life and the trip is indeed too short, more than likely their answer would be yes. The names on this quilt are Vicki Jean McDonough Dante. God, I would love to have met Vicki Jean McDonough Dante, right? What a name. Rick Lenover, Rick Merritt, Rick Stowers, Tom Cooney, Daniel Matovasic, and Jeffrey Waters. One of hundreds and hundreds of thousands that passed from this dreadful disease. As we embark on a new idea and understanding of the miracle of light, I'd like for this to honor them today and the light that was their light, and to remember that the light that we call their light is indeed our light as well. And to be open to the miracles that exist in life. Years ago, when I was talking about miracles, I reached out to several of my ministerial friends and asked them what their definition or opinion or thought regarding miracles are. And here are some of the things that they responded with. Dr. Jim Lockhart, who at the time was the spiritual leader for the Center for Spiritual Living in Simi Valley and is now on a global mission living out of Lyon, France, wrote, "Miracles are expressions of life that we consider to be unusual, but are well within the full potential of spirit and its expressions as life." The Reverend Dr. Carol Carnes, who at the time was the spiritual leader in the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living, wrote, "Of course, in our teaching, there is no such thing as miracles, just ordinaries." I love that. Reverend Dr. Pat Campbell, who's now at the Center for Spiritual Living in Calgary and at the time was in Temecula, wrote, "My assistant minister, Jim Wyatt, calls them usuals." His premise is that when we begin to see the world from a spiritual perspective, we see miracles everywhere. And my dear beloved soul sister, even though we are one, much like you two, Dr. Maureen Hoyt wrote this. In reading Ernest Holmes this past week, I keep going to the miracle of mind, the source of all inspiration. I think of Beethoven and Einstein and every person who has ever created anything. It was at first a glimmer in mind, then with emotion and conviction, the miracle takes form, and we see the result of our thoughts. In essence, everything is created twice, first in thought, then in form. This is the miracle we need to embrace so that when we think errant thoughts, we get errant form. When we think life-affirming thoughts, we get the good life. She went on to write, one of my favorite quotes for the end of the year came from a friend in the Pacific Northwest, an artist, sculptor, poet, Harold Blaze. And he wrote on this card at the end of the year 20 years ago this question: how do I conduct my life so that my efforts end up on the credit column of the universe's ledger? If every effort we make throughout the year had this as the vision or the mission, this would be the miracle to embrace. And then recently, while seeing Marianne Williamson, who teaches the course in miracles, and we all know is a political candidate, which would be so fabulous if her consciousness were to be able to pervade our government. In A Course of Miracles, we see the miracle as an inherent opportunity to see a new perspective in each and every situation. Today, I invite and encourage all of us to know that we can live in the world of and. We can hold more than one idea at a time. We can understand that we want the physical realm of life to be different while also holding the idea that peace exists. We can hold the remembrance of those that have passed before us and use the light that is our light to magnify and glorify that light itself in the actions that we have in everyday life. We can continue to move in life and be open to the miracle of light by feeling the light as it exists, by listening beyond the human ears to that connection that we all share, and to be open to possibilities and the interconnectedness of life as we move about. Today is the day, and this holiday season is one for you and I to let go of anything that is causing us stress, dis-ease, doubt, or fear. And to let all of those who have passed before us be the foundation and our angels to take us around the globe this next year, around the sun, actually. At the World AIDS Day event here the other night, Rabbi Lutz, who is the interim rabbi here at the Congregation Colony, shared a poem by Alex Carter. And I'd like to share that as a template for us to remember what's before us and what is out there waiting for us. It's titled After the Plague Years, a reading for World AIDS Day by Alex Carter. And I invite you to take into mind the energy of what you think these individuals may have been, and any that we have known in life to have passed from AIDS. We walked in the shadow of skyscrapers. We vogued in the shadow of death. Glitter balls cast silver stars on dancing faces, grimacing. We marched, we loved, we nursed, we grieved, shouting in the face of indifference, raging at the wall of denial. Too long gone now, the dancers, the DJs, the actors, lawyers, artists, waiters, too many buried young, too many never old. We remember them and say their names and ask that their memories will always be the blessing that we know they were. Today we have before us an opportunity to not look at the passing of those before us as something that is grim and sad and heartbreaking, but as a gift to be the miracle of life, to make a decision and a commitment and a covenant today to make choices in our life so that to the best of our ability from this day and all day forwards, that the decisions and the choices that we make put us on the credit side of life. To be the type of person that no matter where you go or where you are, you always add value to the lives of those around you. No matter what's going on in life, we all have a choice. We all have the ability to embrace the miracle. The great Albert Einstein tells us there's only two ways to live your life. One is though as nothing is a miracle, and the other is though everything is a miracle. He said, personally, I prefer the latter. The joy, the peace, the beauty, the light, the life, the love, and the wisdom to express those are within us right now, always. Those are the qualities of God. The great Dr. David Hawkins tells us to remember that the source of joy, along with all of those other qualities, is always present, always available, and not dependent on circumstances. There's only two obstacles. One, the ignorance that it's always available and present, and two, valuing something other than peace and joy and power and light and life and love and wisdom above the peace and power and beauty, joy and light and life and wisdom became the pleasure of our payoff. In other words, let's decide today to not let anything other than the miracle of Christmas and to live life expressing our peace and power and beauty and joy and light and life and love and wisdom to the best of our ability, and let life be the recipient of that. There are three dimensions of Christmas. One, the externalization of light, Christmas as a holiday. The second is the celebration of Christ Jesus. It's the light of the world that is born as a result of this celebration. And the third is the internalization of the light. It's the mystical Christ that is born within you. Today I invite us all to let that birth take place. Not make the decision that it's happening within us, just to be open. It's through the opening that it rises up and makes itself known. To make the decision to embrace this holiday from a metaphysical New Thought perspective, and that is to be open to the miracle of life. And to choose to let our light illuminate our pathway. As we do that, we indeed begin to be the Christ in a new way. The great Dr. Dennis Merritt Jones, another esteemed metaphysical minister, wrote, "Someday a special genius will come along with a plan, a system, a technique for extended the supernormal magic of the day into weeks and months and eventually into a year, bridging Christmas to Christmas until we say, why didn't someone think of this a long time ago?" Well, the truth is somebody did. But apparently that person made it too simple. From the humble setting of a manger, he merely asked us to remember that God is real and life is good. Thank you. Thank you. I believe Arne and Ray are coming back. And they are going to, let me look at my order, which becomes quite unorderly at times. What's next, everyone?
Go tell it. Go tell it.
That's what I thought. So in the excitement of what we planning the music for today. Our beloved, in all of her glory, suggested this song, and we're all going to benefit from it. Please enjoy.
It's one of those old church songs from my youth. Put those hands together.
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus the Christ is born.
While shepherds kept their watching o'er silent flocks by night, behold, throughout the heavens there shone a holy light. Oh,
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus the Christ is born.
well, those shepherds, they feared and trembled when low above the earth rang out the angel chorus, yes, that held the Savior's birth. Oh,
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus the Christ is born.
down in a lowly manger, a humble Christ was born, and God sent us salvation. Hey, that blessed Christmas morn. Whoa.
Go tell it on the mountain,
Come on, y'all, sing it.
over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus the Christ is born.
When I am a seeker, I seek both night and day. I seek the Lord to help me, and He shows me the way. Oh,
Go tell it on the mountain,
over the hills,
over the hills
and
and
everywhere.
everywhere.
Go.
Tell it on the mountain that Jesus the Christ is born. Go tell it on the
Tell
mountain.
it on the mountain.
Go tell it on the
Tell it
mountain.
on the mountain.
Go
Go.
tell it on the mountain.
Tell it.
Talk about
Go
it.
tell it.
On the mountain.
Go tell it.
Go tell it.
Tell it.
On the mountain. Go tell it. On the mountain. Go tell it. On the mountain that Jesus Christ is
I'm sure you all meant to be on your feet. You know, to go tell it on the mountain, you have to get up the mountain, and by God, I think we are. Yes.
I love you so much. I love you so much.
We have so much fun together. We always have. You know, I always tell the story. In 2010, we were at the Parliament for World Religions in Melbourne, Australia. And there were probably, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people like that. Of every religion that you can think of and every religion that you don't know about. were all there in all types of garbs and very, it was very provincial, what shall we say, very orderly, very hoity-toity. Mademoiselle here had them on their feet, clapping and a singing and a carrying along. It was quite fabulous, quite fabulous. Thank you both for that. Thank you. I was over here singing along and finding myself going into a little bit of bass and trying to harmonize, and my childhood came back. Thank you all for being here today. This has certainly served and warmed my heart. I'm trusting that it's done that for each one of you and those of you that are joining us online. I'd like to extend an invitation to those of you online before we move on that at the end of our service, we're going to do a candle lighting ceremony. And so if you'd like to, in the privacy of your own home, if you can have access to a candle, I would invite you to get that and be prepared for that in the end. We are going to continue singing. Right now we're going to sing the great Christmas carol. I don't think this is more than a carol. It's more than a carol. I think it's a hymn, really, right? Oh, come all ye faithful. I invite you all to stand if that feels comfortable for you. And know in your heart that the faithful that ye speak of is indeed each of you and each one of us. Wonderful. So now is the time in our service to, we have an opportunity to support our community financially and to do just that and to extend the good in our life to others. In just a moment, our beloved Jesus will pass a basket if you'd like to give in cash and or a check. In just a moment, he'll do that. And if you're joining us online or you'd like to use technology, you can go to our website, CSL-LA.org, and find the opportunity to click or donate. Or on our program on the very back, there's a QR code. You can click on that. And let's know that as we consciously give, that which we extend returns to us multiplied abundantly. Our founding minister, Dr. David Walker, used to always say, one cannot give with a clenched fist. To open it up, and the meaning behind that was that as we open and extend our hand to give and to receive, we open to the flow of blood and energy to the heart. And so as Jesus now will pass the basket and Ray will give us a little music underneath, I invite you to feel free to support us. And so it is. Peace and blessings. Thank you all for your conscious contribution. Just a reminder that if you'd like to know more about our community, you can check us out on our website, csl-la.org. We're also live we're on Facebook and Instagram. Wednesday mornings, we have a midweek morning meditation. It's a great way to connect and hear a guided meditation that's 10, 15, 20 minutes long. For those of you that have done it, thank you. And also, give yourself that gift. It's a wonderful way to anchor back into the week. Also, past ones of those can be found on our Facebook page. We also have a YouTube channel where you can find our previous services and connect to that. We have a weekly e-newsletter that goes out the first part of each week. Please feel free to sign up for that. And I know many of you are the recipients as well as pass along our New Thought text for the day that comes out each moment. It goes out every morning at 7:30, and it's just a little zine of something to let be the guide for the day. Today was the lyrics to Let There Be Peace on Earth. So in that vein, we're going to sing Let There Be Peace on Earth in just a moment. And we're going to light a candle, our own candle. And we're going to let that be the benediction for the honoring of our coming together today. I celebrate each of you on your journey of life and honor and say thank you for showing up today and participating with all of us. There are different types of donuts to consume outside. There are traditional donuts, there's non-traditional donuts, and Sherry brought jelly donuts to celebrate Hanukkah, along with many other flour products with, I'm sure, processed white sugar. If you're into that, there are certainly times I'm into that, so along with coffee and the like. We'd like to say a huge thank you to Arne Batson and Ray Davis. I said Sherry brought jelly-infused donut. No. There might be some Manischewitz here if you want to put it in there, but I don't know about that. I wouldn't want the sherry-infused donuts because the cognac-infused sauce I had on my pork chop last night wasn't so good. So.
Okay. What he says.
Sherry infused donuts, yes. Sherry, we have a sherry infused. So Sherry worked really hard this week inviting people. So thank you, a big celebration. Thank you to Sherry for that. And for those of you that are here by means of Sherry's invitation, thank you. Our next in-person service is in January. It's typically the second Sunday of the month. That's the case for the first 6 months in 2024. We have another online service next Sunday, and then Christmas Eve we will be re-airing our holiday concert that took place a couple of years ago. Without any further ado, talking about our holiday concert, a huge thank you to the one and the only Travis Smith for what he does. He looks like a gentleman in the back with earphones on and playing with technology, but really what he is a juggler. And he's juggling all kinds of things in the air so that we may provide not only to the best of our ability great quality of sound and music and audio and cameras, but also keeping all of that alive technologically out into the stream of that, as well as putting up lyrics today. And it's just a lot. So thank you to Travis. And a thank you to Robert Hensley, who works behind the scenes for us from an administrative perspective and a support system as well. Today's been a wonderful day, thank you. I'd like to close by reading a poem. And then I'm going to take a candle and light it from here and share it with one of you and invite you to do the same. And once we have all of our candles lit together, and in our mind's eye imagine that it's dark and they're glistening and glimmering, that we can not only bring into our mind's eye the room as if it's illuminated by these individual candles, but to also remember all the candles that have been lit for Hanukkah, for Christmas, for spiritual services, for the AIDS quilt, for marching, for all these times a candle has been lit. And to make a decision that each time a candle has been lit exists in the realm of the mind of God. That's your mind. It's my mind. It's a foundation from which we can light our light and shine upon the world. The great Maya Angelou writes this, a poem titled Amazing Peace, a Christmas poem. Thunder rumbles in the mountain passes and lightning rattles the eaves of our houses. Floodwaters await us in our avenues. Snow falls upon snow to avalanche over unprotected villages. The sky slips low and gray and threatening. We question ourselves. What have we done to so affront nature? We worry God. Are you there? Are you there really? Does the covenant you made with us still hold? Into this climate of fear and apprehension, Christmas enters. Streaming lights of joy, ringing bells of hope, and singing carols of forgiveness high up in the bright air. The world is encouraged to come away from rancor. Come the way of friendship. It's the glad season. Thunder ebbs to silence and lightning sleeps quietly in the corner. Flood waters recede into memory. Snow becomes a yielding cushion to aid us. And we make our way to higher ground. Hope is born again in the faces of children. It rides on the shoulders of our aged as they walk into their sunsets. Hope spreads around the earth, brightening all things. Even hate, which crouches breeding in dark quarters. In our joy, we think we hear a whisper. At first, it's too soft. Then only half heard. We listen carefully. As it gathers strength, we hear a sweetness. The word is peace. It's loud now. It's louder than the explosion of bombs. We tremble at the sound. We are thrilled by its presence and what we've hungered for. not just the absence of war, but true peace. A harmony of spirit, a comfort of our courtesies, security for our beloveds and their beloveds. We clap hands and welcome the peace of Christmas. We beckon this good season to wait a while with us. We, Baptist and Buddhist, Methodist and Muslim, say, "Come, peace. Come and fill us and our world with your majesty. We, the Jew and the Jainist, the Catholic and the Confucian, implore you to stay a while with us, so we may learn by your shimmering light how to look beyond complexion and see community." It's Christmas time, a halting of hate time. On this platform of peace, we can create a language to translate ourselves and to each other. At this holy instant, we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. Into the great religions of the world, we jubilate the precious advent of trust. We shout with glorious tongues at the coming of hope. All the earth's tribes loosen their voices to celebrate the promise of peace. We, angels and mortals, believers and non-believers, look heavenward and speak the word aloud, peace. We look at our world and speak the word aloud, peace. We look at each other and then into ourselves. And we say without shyness or apology or hesitation, "Peace, my brother. Peace, my sister. Peace, my soul." So as I extinguish this light, I honor that light in you. Peace unto my soul. Feel free to stand if that feels comfortable for you.
With one heart, let's sing this song with joy.
Please feel free to sing along.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth,
The peace that was meant to be with God as our Father, united all are we. Let and live each moment peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. With love, my heart to yours, happy holidays. When you extinguish your candle, there will be a trash can in the back that Hugo will have. If you'd like to give it to him, feel free to do that. From my heart to yours, namaste. I love you. Thank you for being here.